What's up, AJ?
What's up, Brian? Hey, guess what I did this weekend?
Probably cooked some stuff on your grill and called it smoking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't call it smoking. It was definitely smoking a lot. But
Okay.
yeah, man, I used my grill and it was great. It was awesome. I bought even ribeye steaks and they were delicious. And
Ribeyes.
yeah, ribeyes. Got to go fancy for the first one, and now I'm broke. Those $20 steaks really did me in. But hey, it was worth every penny.
Great. When's the brisket? Because when you make the brisket, I'm coming over.
I don't know, but I love how ever since this started last week, now the messages I get are either people sharing their stuff they smoke with me, which look delicious, by the way, look amazing, keep it up, and the other half of people saying that grilling is gonna cause cancer and kill us, and it's just full of carcinogens. And I was like, yeah, I mean, you know, everything causes cancer these days. So what's the problem? This GAMESCAST is causing us cancer right now, Brian.
Listen. No offense to the people who are mad at people, you know, grilling and smoking and whatever. But it's like, bro, if you don't want cancer, don't fucking eat meat to begin with. Like, it's been proven again and again. Like, so let's start with step one if we're going to talk about ways to prevent cancer.
Also, if you don't want microplastics, stop drinking bottled water, and also put on sunscreen. And yeah, I'm totally kidding. Like I appreciate.
I'm not. I'm taking a firm stand against this. Also, if you don't want microplastics, then you got to move to another planet because that shit's in everything now. It's too late, man. We've destroyed this planet. We've destroyed the ecosystem. We've destroyed the edibles, and now we're destroying ourselves. First, they came for the socialists and the dolphins. But I wasn't a dolphin, so I said nothing. All right, we should start the show before I get real crazy. You ready, AJ? Let's go. This is PSVR GamesCast Live. We film live every single Monday, Wednesday, and 2 Ice Friday right here on YouTube. We do it live 6 p.m. Eastern for your viewing pleasure, but we also care so much about that oral pleasure. That's why we care. Let's repeat the line. That's why we care so much about your oral pleasure and put this up on podcast services. Oh, why did this light get so bright? For the podcast listeners, the light just got really bright. Put this up on podcast services of your choice. My name is Brian Poppin, this channel right here. Without Parole and Sky over here to my left, to your right is AJ from the Underground. PSVR Underground.
Bright lights. What is up, Brian? What is up, Game Cats? Happy Monday. And I know Mondays usually suck. Yes, it's true. But today, Brian, we are here on this fine occasion to ensure your Monday sucks. Just a little bit less.
And indeed it does. I don't know about these guys out here, but this guy right here, man, I'm already feeling better. You know, things were sucky, and now it's not too shabby. God, this is why you shouldn't smoke pot before the GamesCast. No, I'm kidding. I don't smoke pot. I wish I did.
And me too.
AJ, did you do anything fun this weekend?
I did, man. I hung out with Oops, it's Allie again. This week is her birthday. So happy early birthday, shout out. And happy birthday to each and every one of you in the chat. Happy birthday, Tyler Carroll, 5213, Scott Dracula, Spooky Yuki, Chrome to the Dome, Colossus, Guy Sun, fist bump to you, Awesome Tatum. Happy birthday, all of you. And happy birthday to birthdays.
Big Bubba in the chat says, I'm 56 and have eaten grilled or smoked food. No cancer here. Bro, you know how many people smoked cigarettes in cigars and drank whiskey their entire life and then lived to 105?
And the ones that died early probably lived a better life than those that didn't.
Also, like 50. Listen, just want to say this real quick. The older I get, the less old 56 seems. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, like no offense, Bobby or Big Bubba. Sorry. You haven't made it yet. You have not crossed the finish line and are able to say, no problems here. 56 is like, I don't know, man, maybe 2/3 of the way through. That's why you don't quit the race 2/3 of the way through and go, fucking nailed it. First place, baby.
I've watched enough of those YouTube videos to know better. Still got a long journey. Still got a lot of health to improve, guys. Take care of yourselves out there. Start exercising. It's never too late. See, I can be a good influence too.
See, it's exactly it. When we all thought we were gonna die at 27 and then didn't, we're like, shit, man, maybe we should make some changes. If I'm here for the long haul, I got to make a lot of changes.
Yeah.
Dude, I saw. Do you know the horror movie Undertone?
No.
That's okay. I'm not going to convince you should know more about it based on the next minute synopsis.
Okay.
I was told, I was warned by the cats, Undertone is kind of a slow burn. And I was like, that's cool. I'm down for a slow burn. But bro, the other part that the cats didn't tell me about was that it's a slow burn and also not very good. Like they left that part out. Yeah, it's rough. It's rough.
The only way to make a slow burn work is like you got to stick the landing.
Yep. Yeah, it's gonna pay off. It's gonna pay off at some point, and it didn't. It didn't. It never seemed to pay off. But man, I was so hopeful for it because I like a slow burn. I like taking the time, getting to know the characters, and having like these suspense builds up, moments of suspense building up, and then even if it doesn't like pay off with a jump scare or something like that, it's okay. It's like again, I had it in my head the whole time. It's a slow burn. And then the credits rolled, and I was like, "Oh shit, that's the end of the movie. That wasn't the setup for anything."
Oh man,
yeah,
that's rough.
Yeah. So,
I will. I look forward to not watching that. But thanks for warning me. I still want to see Obsession. I had another group of friends go see Obsession, and they're just like, "Oh my god, you have to go see it." So I'm waiting for it to come to digital, but we'll see if I get the chance. Maybe I'll check it out before then.
Nick was telling me that I have to see Obsession in the theater because of how great the audio experience of it is, and so
that's a big deal. That's a big deal.
Absolutely. And so I was thinking about going to the theater tonight after the show, and I kind of had it in my head that I wanted to see Leviticus, but I was like, you know what, I might take Nick's recommendation and go see Obsession, because it's like you can only see so many, man. Like I missed Backrooms, like that's leaving theater soon, and I'm okay. I'm okay missing it. I'm gonna pick and choose my battles, and that just means that when September, October rolls around, I'm just gonna have more and more movies to stream than than before. So it'll be fun no matter how I see them, at home or in the theater. But I think Obsession is on the docket tonight. So yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah. So Saturday I did grill out, and it was awesome. But I did that whilst watching Formula Drift, which is like the professional drifting event. You can blame Gran Turismo. It's gotten me. I've been bitten by the motor bug. But it was a really, really cool event. And then of course afterward, I was like, now I have to drive. So I went and I cruised around for a little while the rest of the weekend. Went hiking, of course, which was great. Took my dad, who, despite his injury and stuff, I don't know if I've talked about any of this, but he's like very athletic his whole life, and he's getting up there. And he had a recent injury where he tried to lift a fridge. For some reason. Ooh. Because why not? And it kind of came back now, messed with his spine, and so he's been having a hard time walking. I've been working with him each week to kind of take him on like a half a mile hike, 1 mile hike, 2 mile hikes, and yesterday for Father's Day, I went and saw him, and he did 3 miles hike. So I was told him I was proud of him. That's really good shit. And I knew it wouldn't keep him down for long, because this guy is like a machine, man. Where do you think I get it from? Of course. But no. And then I, of course, played Gran Turismo like crazy. They have those missions. Man, that game's got so much cool content too. I know probably a lot of people already know about this. Not as many as you might think, looking at the leaderboards. Shout out like Stingray X and Twitcher. I see you guys up there. Maybe Ace Gamer Cat was up there. There's really only on my friends list like 5-10 people. So I need to get, if you got Gran Turismo, man, add me on there so we can compete against each other. But But I love the missions. They're really cool. There's drifting missions in some of those, and they're a lot of fun where you're just trying to break traction and drift as long as you can. And it was super cool. And yeah, that's just been my reliable go-to. It's summertime, so you know what that means. The only new releases we get are No Man's Sky and Gran Turismo 7 updates. That's basically the majority of what you can look forward to all summer long. Hey, but it's kind of a good problem to have in a way, I guess. It could be worse.
Yeah. I've been saying it forever, but I need to make Gran Turismo a bigger part of my life because I mean, I absolutely loved it. I loved playing it for like 60 hours straight for the review, and then I never got back in there on a regular basis to do my dailies like I wanted to. And I've got this fucking racing rig taking up a lot of space just off camera, and it's like, man, I got to make use of that. Otherwise, it's just taking up space for no reason. So I'm gonna get back in there.
Can't wait for that accessories video. It's gonna be glorious.
I keep finding accessories. When I'm cleaning my apartment, I keep finding accessories to add to it. So
yeah, it's gonna be like an hour-long special. The wait will be worth it. I feel like one day you are just gonna wake up and be like, you know what, it's time.
maybe,
yeah,
maybe. Yeah, okay, that's true. I've got a lot of things. I've got a lot of things in the works here, and so and one of the things I really need is an easier way to film, like unboxings and things like. This is my only camera, the one that you're looking at me with. And so like I need some kind of secondary webcam that like, you know, makes it easier for me to capture that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Superliminal Game Cat says, AJ, you should check out the No Man's Sky Festival. You dig the ramen bar. What is this? What is this ramen bar you speak of in No Man's Sky? I think I do have to check it out. What is this? Brian, you're the No Man's Sky expert. What's this No Man's Sky festival he speaks of?
Well, see, first you can mine aluminium all over, you know, planet Zeta, and then you combine it in some menu with carbon, and then once you do that, well, then you take it to your base and you synthesize photocolonoscopies, and then that unlocks the wormhole to said ramen bar. I don't know if you knew that.
You are full of facium, Brian.
I'm such a No Man's Sky fan that's the funniest joke I heard today. Yeah. By the way, I've got some clarifications in the chat here. And Nick said regarding Obsession, he says, not that the audio is great, but it is important to the movie, in my opinion. And then Geisen said Undertone, which I was just complaining about, says needs to be watched with a surround sound system. He says the sound design is the best part of Undertone. So maybe watching it from home on a smart TV with a broken soundbar was not the best way to experience it. That's
horror movies with headphones on are actually pretty effective.
Yeah, less effective when you're like, you know, on a date.
Like, yeah, definitely.
You take the right one, I'll take the left one. It's a little harder to watch that way. World of Longplay says Master of the Universe is a must-watch. And Awesome Tatum says, yes, 100%. And Nick says Masters of the Universe was silly, but I'm not a huge He-Man guy. Do you care about Masters of the Universe? You a He-Man guy?
No, but I'm happy to hear that it's getting pretty good general reception. But I'm not. That's maybe just slightly before my time. A little bit, maybe a lot more. I don't know.
That's fair. It wasn't before my time. It was my time. It just wasn't really my thing. I like the cute cuddly things, while everyone else like when some of my friends were like, you know, like Transformers and He-Man and whatever, like all this kind of like a little bit more. I'm gonna call them grown up because it's about like more action or whatever. They're very kiddie if you look back at them now. I was like all about the Smurfs and the Snorks and Gummy Bears. Like I was all about the cute and cuddly cartoons instead of that kind of stuff. But it's the kind of thing I would absolutely go back and watch now. I think it would be great.
Yeah, I think the closest I got was like Transformers and Ghostbusters or G.I. Joe. Like, yeah, I don't know.
That's the real Ghostbusters, though. What a classic! Yeah, which I'm sure sucks. I'm guaranteed if you go back and watch it now, it sucks. But
who knows?
It was so good at the time. Yep. What's up? Andrew Ehrenreich in the chat sending us a banana and $1. Thank you so much for the banana, Andrew.
I love bananas.
Me too.
Especially with peanut butter.
I don't understand that. I just don't like. I
really like peanut butter.
I love peanut butter, and until I found an onion in mine. But besides that story, I love. Yeah, it's fucking disgusting. I told it on Friday's show. I love bananas. I love peanut butter. I do not like bananas in other things. Right? Like I don't like banana flavored stuff, and I don't like combining bananas with other things.
I don't like banana flavor.
Yeah.
I just like bananas.
Yeah. Peanut butter and bananas together. Just, I don't know, maybe a texture thing. It's just not doing it for me.
I have it a million different ways. I'll put peanut butter right on a banana, or I'll take it, put peanut butter on a banana, and I'll roll it up in like a tortilla. It's like a peanut butter banana taco. It's really good.
Wow.
Something I eat like a monster. I just really like food. Okay, leave me alone.
Yo, so do I. So do I. I'm really excited that Little Caesars has a new kind of pepperoni pizza. They're calling it Webberoni. It's because of Spider-Man. It's all like
it's fucking like gross.
There's more strands of pepperoni than little round pepperonis, and they make it all look like a web on the pizza.
Whose idea was that? That's horrible marketing.
It worked on me.
Did you go get one? Or did you go get something else?
No, but I fucking bookmarked that shit. I was like, don't forget to get that Webberoni before it leaves Little Caesars. Worst vegan ever, AJ. Worst vegan ever. Dave does VR since his viewer takeover question, just like you can in the chat. You can always head over to our Discord and go into the viewer takeover channel and leave us a viewer takeover question over there, just like Dave does VR did. He said, #viewer takeover. Okay, pure fantasy. Which retro game would you choose to be remade from the ground up in VR? I'm thinking Shadow Man. I have fond memories of it on the N64, but imagine those environments, monsters, and serial killers in VR. It'd be awesome. Flat to VR.
You know, I don't care if we've answered this 10,000 times. I have a new answer, and it's the best answer.
Give it to me.
There's a billion answers, honestly, because I like a lot of video games. But right now, what I would crave the most as a retro game converted and rebuilt for VR, whatever. Mm-hmm. Hey, it's Crazy Taxi. Did I do the voice? Did I do it?
Yeah, was it pretty good? It's pretty good.
Okay. Cool,
pretty good.
Cool.
I thought you were doing Fat Albert at first. hey, it's Fat Albert. but you know, you got there. Too. You got there. It's okay.
Dude, Crazy Taxi, dude. I've been on such a driving kick. They're so much fun. And dude, it's just such a great game. Just a timeless classic and great concept. So replayable and just would be awesome to get to have that as a more immersive experience with that arcade feel and, you know, shifting gears and, you know, let me use my racing rig with it. Like, hell yeah, dude, let's do this.
Yeah. And I mean, especially the fact that like Crazy Taxi World Tour just got announced like last week or something. Unbelievable. Great. It would be great timing for it. The thing about the thing, Dave's question was like, what game would you want rebuilt from the ground up in VR? Right. But it's like, well, we don't even need that. Yeah. We don't even need, like, Sega, don't even fucking worry about that shit. Whatever you've built, just let us play it with the headset on, with a steering wheel or a DualSense. Right. We're not asking for any hands on the steering wheel, any of that shit. Holy crap, man. Like, yeah.
Have we not learned from our mistakes? Just give us flat to VR games. Exactly.
I don't know, man. Anytime this happens, I always go a little bit too deep. Because my first thing is like, man, all those great survival horror games on PSVR1. Sorry, let's try that again. On PS1, PlayStation 1. So many good games. And just so if you're gonna build them rebuilt from the ground up, if we're literally doing what Dave does VR said, and it's like this is just an imaginary situation, then like give me Galarians, right, in first person. Give me Kudelka in first person. It's just like all these different possibilities. So yeah, I mean, those are the first ones that jump out at me. Of course, like somebody did. There's like a fan remake of Maniac Mansion. I don't know if it was made in Unreal or what they were doing with it, but fucking, I would take that in VR too. So it's a little tough, man. A little tough because I kind of want everything.
Yeah, I know. Same. I see like Dino Crisis. Yes, I would love that. Dude, Lost Planet was my jam. Jet Moto, Castlevania. I don't know how Smash Brothers would work, but yes, I'll take it too.
You say somebody said Smash Brothers?
Yeah.
I mean, listen, the exact same way, just right, just being able to see it in VR.
In their defense, they have a giant laughing emoji after it, so
yeah. Well, listen, we'll take it all. We'll take it all.
Metal Gear Solid, man, that would be pretty cool. Yes,
yeah.
Please.
Yeah, yeah, and we've seen people try to like remake Metal Gear Solid in VR. Like even using the original assets from PlayStation 1, right? Yeah. Have it be all blocky and pixelated and whatever. And I'm still like, this looks fucking phenomenal. Let me play it in first person VR just like this. It would be great.
Yeah, whatever happened with that? Is that like fully playable or just like a first level or something?
That was like a mod or something. I think somebody did it in like was it in the Alex engine or something? I forget what it was. It was a mod for something. And so it wasn't like an official like, oh, we're trying to release this type thing, as far as I know. Maybe somebody in the chat has better memory of it than I do. Yeah, I don't know. That's my answer. Clears a ton of shit though. I made things as San Andreas or Vice City. It's like, yeah, any Grand Theft Auto game in VR, right? I'll take it.
Yeah, I'll still take. I still hope to see one day Intelligent Cube. And you're running around as that little guy, and those blocks are like, dude, yeah, and they come and just like flatten you. You're like, ah, that would be really cool.
Now, as Ryan said, Metal Gear Solid literally had a spin-off game that was called the VR Missions. Yeah, it's basically just like a mission pack that was all like wireframe stuff. It was pretty ugly VR, but yeah. That just proves that Kojima's always been interested in VR. Like he's always been interested in it. So the fact that he so far has not been able to actually get a VR project off the ground is a little sad.
Yep.
AJ, before we get into actual PSVR2 news and talk about that new game that showed up on the store, I think we should talk about today's reveal that everyone's discussing, everyone's up in arms about, or maybe not. We'll find out, I guess. But that is that the Steam Machine price has been revealed. I'm going to bring up an article here that we can read through. So Polygon reports Valve fans react to Steam Machine prices with disappointment and defeat. Valve's hardware price wasn't surprising, but fans held on to hope. In the chat, let us know. Do you think that's an accurate assessment of what happened? Did anybody think that we were going to get like a $700 or $800 machine? Based on everything we know about what's going on today with RAM prices. Because, again, Valve's hardware price wasn't surprising, but fans held on to hope. Means that people were just in denial then? I'm a little bit confused even by the headline. The article starts when Valve revealed the Steam Machine back in November. What fans saw wasn't a PC gaming rig. Sure, that's technically what the hardware was, another option, much like the Steam Deck, which expanded where players could access their Steam libraries. What everyone was expecting, however, was Valve's version of a console. Now that the Steam Machine's pricing has been revealed, fans are contending with a much harsher reality. With the lowest model costing $1,049 and the highest priced one clocking in at $1,428, the Steam Machine isn't cheap. No one expected it to be. Between the widespread increased cost for computer chips and Valve's hesitance to reveal the Steam Machine price tag, fans have spent the last few months bracing for the worst. If the top-end PlayStation 5 can cost nearly $1,000, there was no way the Steam Machine was going to be less than that, right? Do you think this was intentional, AJ? The fact that they took this long to reveal the price, and then it's literally, isn't it launching like next week or something? It's very, very soon.
Yeah, I heard it was very soon. It's a good question. I mean, yeah, it would have to be, right? I don't think they just went, oops, and it's released. I think there was some thought behind this, and there's This one's kind of tricky because I usually like to do lots of research on this, find out all the information, have a deep discussion. I have spent some time reading about it, but I also, I'm glad you brought up this article and everything, because the majority of what I've seen so far is people's reactions, and I don't fucking trust the internet anymore when it comes to a lot of reactions and stuff, or the information, I should say, that's being said about it. But yeah, it would definitely have to be intentional, and I'm definitely a little bit confused by the price, because I mean, it makes sense, but at the same time, I'm like, ooh, it's not, to me, it's not looking good as a competitive console in this space. I mean, I have to see more about it, what it offers, how it's going to compete against the other consoles. But on the surface, like, you're going to have to dig kind of deeper to kind of find out why how it's going to compete, if it's going to, because on the surface, you're like, okay, $1,000 and it plays Steam games, but you can build a PC or for like less. So I'm like, so I don't really understand the value that it has or what it's offering, unless there was like exclusives with it. With PlayStation, it makes sense because they're at least going back to having like console exclusives. They've had exclusives even with Xbox. It makes sense. They have exclusives. That's what you sell people on these consoles with. And there's no like launch games that I know about it. It's like literally it's a $1,000 console that you play with on Steam, and it doesn't even come with a controller. And a lot of this is going to be a lot of my just a regular opinion. Like, this is just my opinion, and I could be completely wrong, but I'm just speaking from the heart from this moment right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just like, yeah, I just don't get it. I don't see how. I'll get in more to the VR side of things later, because this is not, keep in mind, this is not even the VR headset. This is just the machine itself, which was a big talking point when it comes to PlayStation and PSVR2. There was a big talking point that was used against PlayStation. So I'm curious to see.
Yeah, I mean, World of Long plays in the chat saying VR makes even less sense with the Steam machine. It has way too little VRAM. And so, here, for somebody like me who's was just kind of, sitting back and waiting to see what happened and how much it was going to cost, I was curious. I was like, well, this is going to be an easy entryway into Steam. I already have a Steam Deck, so I already have some Steam games. I've been accumulating those over the years. And I was like, this is just another way to play them, a little bit more convenient if I can play them from the comfort of my couch. And then I can, grab a Steam frame and plug that right in. Great. Excellent. And to see that it's like maybe not powerful in the way that I would want it to be, is really concerning, I think. It is making me wonder, like, is this something I should even be looking at anymore? And I'm kind of losing interest by the second, to be honest. Because like you said, you can't build a PlayStation 5 and play Sony exclusives, right? But you can absolutely build a PC and set it up next to your TV and play PC games, play Steam games. So, yeah. Yeah,
the Steam frame's a little bit different because it's supposed to be standalone. I don't know how powerful that's going to be either, or how that's going to exactly work. Do you have, like, because it's supposed to be standalone, right? But what are the limitations graphically, things like that? How's that going to work? I don't know if a lot of these have been answered already, but yeah, dude, you can build a really nice PC for like $700. You can buy pre-built brand new PCs that are really nice for like $600-700. Maybe things have changed a little bit. Maybe I need to look back, but I'm pretty sure you can still do that, especially used. And I just know, right now I feel like the economy kind of sucks and everything's expensive. And I feel like a lot of people tend to try and, get things used, get things for cheap, right? PSVR2 is $300. People are still picking them up for like 100, 150 somewhere, like $150 somewhere, trying to find that deal. getting the best value. I mean, people are getting smarter with their money, more conservative with their money due to harsher times. And so, yeah, it's like you're going to have a luxury item here that I'm sure some of the people that get it are probably going to be really excited about it, and there's going to be lots of talk about it and everything, but it's going to be less people. It's going to be less people that are more vocal about it, I feel, but we'll have to see, unless they're just like super dedicated to Valve or whatever. But I just, again, I'm trying to get who this is marketed for, because you have console options, you have PC, you have wireless stuff standalone. So I'm just like trying to figure that part out as where this kind of fits into the puzzle.
I've seen all sorts of crazy comments in the chat. Magic the Game Cat said LTT, I'm guessing Linus Tech Tips, said no VR support. That's interesting.
What does that mean?
I don't know. That's why I'm trying to kind of decipher that. I'm doing some Googling while we're doing this. Mountain Man Gaming said, will this play VR with PSVR2? Sorry, it's already been answered. I mean, it hasn't been answered. I think the assumption was like, yeah, of course it will. But Magic is saying no VR, probably because of Linux plus Steam OS. This is getting more confusing by the second.
Steam has their Steam VR, so I don't know. Linux plus Steam OS.
Yeah. Double X Show Game said, sorry, Sirens of Mine said Steam Machine was supposed to be around 700. That's what everybody was sort of assuming. That's what we were all kind of talking about. And the Steam frame was around the index price of about $1,000. So Steam frame will not be below 1,800. Right. This is going from like this sort of cheap way to get into the Steam ecosystem, right? It's cheap and convenient, a consoleized way of getting into pretty established ecosystem, to becoming something that's absolutely not affordable to most gamers, and again, not impressive from a technical standpoint either. So let's get a little further into this article. But the question I asked you, AJ, was, do you think that they waited this long to reveal the price? And I think the answer is yes. I think so many people are like, I gotta get my order in. They're just waiting, and so the sticker shock I don't think will really sink in for like another month or so, long after they actually get their Steam machine and then go, man, this was really expensive for what I got. I think they were counting on all the people who were have FOMO.
Yeah, and what I was saying was, I'm going to let you be the logical one here, Brian. I'm going to be my usual reacting in the moment kind of knee-jerk reaction thing. But I get a little angry when I see this, because I'm just like, I'm like, guys, we had like a $550 console, $500 console, $550. Yes, it's expensive. Eventually it became what? Like, you get a PlayStation for $400, get a PSVR2 for like $300, something like that. 300, even $400. And just looking at the value that has, then you throw in things like exclusives, which it has. Then you throw in things like the features, eye tracking, foveated rendering, haptics, adaptive triggers, headset rumble. Now it's got B-haptic support, a healthy ecosystem, Resident Evil 8, Resident Evil 4, Gran Turismo. You guys had everything. You had everything for cheap, and it wasn't good enough for you. So people done fucked up, Brian. I mean,
listen, it's making PlayStation 5 and PSVR 2 look more attractive by the second. It is.
I mean, it's just like, it's one of those, you don't know what you got till it's gone things. And like, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how this does. But at the same time, I'm really feeling, I don't want to be, I don't like being I told you so guy, but I feel like we told you so. Like we told everybody so. All of us.
So Headbite in the chat clarifies. He says he didn't, for Linus Tech Tips, he says he didn't say that. He said one thing it doesn't do yet is VR. With a smirk, he knows Steam Frame is coming and people will try to pair those. So that doesn't help us very much. It was like, so you're interested, they want us to buy a machine that we don't even know the full capabilities of. Not good enough. Not good enough.
And just a follow up to what I'm saying. Some of that is out of regular circumstances. Like it's not normal under normal circumstances that, you know, it's come to all this, but it's here we are, and it's just like fuck. But anyways, like I said, I just wish people realized what we've been yelling about, stomping about what the value that we've been getting and how, you know, amazing of what we've been getting for all of these years, even from the PSVR 1 days. And it wasn't good enough for people. And, you know, my gut instinct tells me, yeah, like this is, I want it to do well and whatnot, but I just don't see it being, and I just don't know. I don't know. I don't see it right now. I don't see it. It's definitely not taking off and going to be in everyone's, you know, living room tomorrow. That's for sure. But maybe it can build up to something eventually once the economy kind of you know, cools down or whatever. It becomes a little cheaper. They can drop the price, things like that. Maybe it's the start of something, but I don't know. It's not looking good right now.
Yeah. And also, like, you know, for me, if I was going to buy something like this, then I would not be buying the $1,000 model. Right, it doesn't come with a controller. Like I need way more hard drive space than that. So I'd be in it for like over $1,400. It's like that's a little too much, man. That's like way above and beyond. I saw somebody in the chat say that Valve absolutely could have subsidized this thing because they make billions of dollars every year. It's like that's absolutely true, but they also know that the hardcore Valve fans are going to buy it anyway. Right? Will it sell nearly as fast? No, but it'll still sell out. That first batch will completely sell out, and so will their second batch, and so they got nothing to worry about.
I know as a consumer, that priced me out of it. I was like interested. I'm more interested to see more on the Steam frame itself. But I know like if that was even something I was curious about, I look at that price tag, I'm like, hell no. I already have a really nice PC that could blow it out of the water 10 times over. So zero chance that I pick that thing up. Steam frame, again, I'm not going to know the value because it's good. I'm going to have to give it some time and think about it, but it's good. The price is going to be a factor, and there's going to be other factors that go into it because I already have a PC. I already have a PSVR2, which plays on PS5. And it plays on PC. I also even have a Quest, which is like dirt cheap now, and or like, you know, is pretty cheap. Was pretty cheap. It went up in price, I think. But so like I already have a bunch of VR options, and I don't know. The people that are going to be most excited about this are going to be YouTubers that get it for free and don't have to pay for it. Yeah. But we'll see. Maybe, like I said, maybe there's something else that makes it more enticing. But again, like what's the point of having a VR headset if there's nothing really like to offer that differently or special about it? To me, PSVR2 has like, there's a lot of things that are special and unique about it, between the exclusives, the games, the ecosystem, you know, everything that it had behind it. That was all part of it. That was nice. This, I don't know. Maybe because it's not. I really don't know.
Yeah, and what it signifies to me is that I think just like all these companies are finding themselves in this terrible position where they're just being like kind of forced to just release it at an expensive price. And I would be really interested, A, to see how this sells, and B, what Sony's response to it is going to be, right? Because PlayStation 6 is supposedly right around the corner, right? All the parts have already been ordered, all the agreements have already been made, and so they're going to be looking at a very similar situation in about a year and a half, 2 years. So it'll be interesting to see if they can backtrack it all and they can learn anything from this experience. But again, I'm also saying that this is all doom and gloom when we don't actually know if it will be or not. So we need a little bit of patience to figure all that out.
Yeah, and again, this is my early first reaction. I could totally be wrong, and I'd be fine with that. I just don't think I am.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna keep an eye on this story and see how it develops, and Yeah, who knows, man? Maybe my opinion will completely turn around the more I learn about it. Michael makes a game in the chat with the $5 tip. Says the Steam Machine could barely handle playing a VR game as well as the PS5. Curious what standalone on the Steam frame will be able to manage. Interesting. Is people are seemingly willing to sacrifice quite a bit for wireless and standalone. I'm not personally, at least.
So.
No. Plus, I don't know.
There's no denying that VR does need to get to that wireless point, especially like going to some of these cons and expos, and you see how easy it is to have a bunch of wireless headsets out and about, having people everywhere. You know, it is an important part of VR growth, but they jumped the gun a little bit with the Quest and it not being ready yet, not having the technology developed where, you know, it can be wireless, but or standalone, but also like, you know, capable of really nice graphics and performance. That was the next part, because while it's cool to play out in an expo, you bring it home and then it's not as cool of an experience because you have all this nice console hardware, computer hardware that can really give you the full experience. So yeah, I mean, I like wireless, but yeah, it needs to have the horsepower and everything. That is way more important to me.
Yeah, there's a bunch of things people wanted right from the beginning of VR. They wanted to be wireless right from the beginning, and you know, look what we got. Like the Quest just absolutely underperformed as far as I was concerned. I don't think Quest 1 or 2 were a good representation of what VR was all about. Quest 3, I think we're really starting to get there.
Well, they got away with it. Yeah. Quest 3 is definitely a step in the right direction, where kind of was also jumped up in price. I mean, that's part of what gets these things into everybody's homes, is it being super cheap. Like price is a big factor. That's what's made consoles accessible to so many people for so long. I think this generation has been one of the most expensive generations that it's actually kind of been successful, and it's almost shocking that there's, you know, what, 90 million PS5s out in the wild, priced at like $500 baseline, whatever. Now it's more, but like that's not typically how we got here. We got here because PlayStation, you know, when PlayStation 3 did that, nobody bought one, and like, you know. And then what happened? They dropped the price to $300, started releasing exclusives, and then that's how they exploded the PS4 gen. So it's funny. It's, you know, with everything going on, with all the changes, yes, I don't want to sound like a doom and gloomer, but it is just like, it is a rough time right now. And it just shows you, I spoke to somebody who was asking in the Discord about, like, you know, my thoughts on all this stuff going on. And I gave kind of just like honest, off the top of the beanie thoughts or whatever, and I mentioned, like, it's funny how much Sean Layden and Shuhei Yoshida were like holding up this industry, like, or at least a big part of it. You know, they were definitely a big part of this, holding up the success of this industry, due to them caring about games and caring about video games and everything, and wanting them to succeed. That's what drove them. And now it's kind of, like I said, it's kind of been rough where it's going, you know, just the markets have been rough, the economies have been rough. And, you know, the competition has been brutal with, like, you know, AI and data centers, and and people's interests are changing. And yeah, it's becoming more corporatized environment, and more of a, how do we make games that make money versus, like, how do we make sure games succeed? How do we keep the creativity, the innovation, the passion moving? So it's been a huge shift, but I don't know. We'll have to see where we end up. And this is just this is interesting, though. This is still interesting to talk about and to see. It's going to be interesting to observe how this plays out.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, you know, the winner of most console wars of, you know, over the last 40 years have been required two things: who's got the most games, or who's got the best games, and who's got the cheapest console. right? Because it's never been about who's got the most powerful hardware. In fact, usually the most powerful hardware wins loses that console generation, and so
surprisingly,
yeah, right. And so it seems so weird to me that you look at the marketing for, Microsoft's already talking about the next Xbox, saying, oh, it's going to be the most powerful console in the market. It's like, bro, we are so far from caring about what the most powerful thing is anymore. Well, all we care about is games at this point. The technology's there. I can't imagine how many people out there are really excited about a PlayStation 6. The only people that should be excited about a PlayStation 6 right now are VR gamers, right? Who know that, like, we're not quite at that event horizon yet, right? We're not quite at that point where graphics and frame rates don't matter anymore. Right? We're already at something that's really awesome, like from top to bottom, and no questions asked. On the flat screen, we've been there for a bit, right? I don't know what people on PlayStation wanting a PlayStation 6 would want that PlayStation 5 doesn't already deliver. But in VR is the only situation where I can see, oh yeah, we do need a little bit more power just to kind of get us to that point where we're just everything kind of looks and runs great. So yeah, man, I don't know. I don't understand. I don't understand why these companies aren't learning from past mistakes. It is 1000% about making things affordable and making sure that all the developers in your stable that are interested in making games for your platform, that they have what they need, and you facilitate them making as many games as quickly as possible for your console. That's it. Can as gamers, can we fucking agree to get back to like what matters? And it's not about the power behind it's games. Let's get back to that. Right, because I'm so fucking sick of all this. Like, oh, we need the newest graphics card, and we knew whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't fucking matter. It's
just like everything. This is the corporatized environment where I'm telling you about. It's marketing. It's all the focus is on marketing and making money. That's it.
That's it.
That's the kind of the bottom line that's fueling everything right now, at least from these big companies, which I understand companies need to make money, but it's like you got there in the first place by a different way. And
right, exactly. Right. Why are there so many PlayStation fans? Because first party PlayStation games used to be fucking incredible, and they used to pump them out all the time. And there was always something for everybody. And now it's like not the case anymore. Let's knock out a couple more tips here, AJ, and then maybe I don't know. I don't want to spend too much more time on this story, so let's respond to these tips, and then we can talk about the new game that showed up on the PlayStation Store today. We can talk about PlayStation games again. Paycheck F with the 10 plantain says slightly slower than 6-year-old base PS5 for $1,000. Hey, let's all be very happy with our 6-year-old base PS5, and if you got a Pro before the price went up, be happy with that too. It's good stuff.
I am glad everybody convinced me to get that and helped me get one. Thank you guys so much. I freaking love you. Y'all had my back there. And I'm sorry if I told anybody not to get one. Although I will say, I do stand by. Was it?
I think it was me. I told people there wasn't that big of a difference. Like, it's all right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, I guess for me, I don't know. It's those little things that just kind of add up. Those little things that go, oh, that's a little bit nicer. Also, I'm a big No Man's Sky player, so that's kind of a big deal to me. Yep. If you don't play No Man's Sky, yeah, maybe not worth it. If you don't play No Man's Sky, Gran Turismo.
Well, I think the No Man's Sky thing. Well, it's okay, but both of those games, there's no difference in Gran Turismo. It uses the positional reprojection. I don't think
there is. Some people,
reprojection is not. What's going on here? What?
Oh yeah, I said yeah. Positional reprojection to me is like it's hardly different. It's so minuscule. Right. No Man's Sky is like the only thing I've seen that's like truly night and day difference. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it's the only game that actually has some sort of pro patch that's like significant.
And on the base PS5, it's still one of the best fucking looking games on PSVR2, right? Or even in VR period, right? So like you're going from something that already looks fucking incredible, something that looks even more incredible. So it's like, what are you missing? But again, it's nice, right? If PSVR2 is your platform of choice and you just want it to look as great as possible, yeah, of course, the Pro's a great choice.
Yeah.
We got Magic the Game Cat Ringer with the €5 says confirming Headbite confirming that Headbite confirmed that Linus Tech Tip said no VR yet for Steam Machine. Apparently, LTT also said PSVR2 has 12 games, which has never been the case. Even at launch, it had 40 games. So I don't know. I don't know much about Linus. I hear him. I hear people reference LTT as a reliable source frequently, but then I also hear things like this. So I don't really know if I should be watching.
Because this is the same dude that had the video that goes, it's him making an obnoxious face and going, PSVR2 just killed all of VR. Like as if it dominated everything. And then they turn around and say this is how they really feel. So it's like they just, this is why I said I don't really trust any big media outlets, anything anymore. I have a hard time trusting any sources these days. What I do trust are the people that are not sensationalized about shit, that are just like here to talk about stuff in depth, nerd out over it, it can be more boring, maybe less exciting, sure, but actually have in-depth discussion, know what they're talking about, and have good opinions on things versus just best thing ever, worst thing ever. You should hate this. This is trash. This is the greatest thing ever. I get so fucking tired of that shit. I'm just over it, man. I'm so over it.
Yeah, I hear you. We got Niles Ryan in Game Feline with the $5 tip. Says the good news is that us PSVR2 cats are currently in a unique position where we have the cheapest headset available on the market by a lot. It's very true. Yeah. We have the cheapest headset, and we also have one of the best headsets. Right. I mean, like, again, the thing that I think made the difference this generation, even more than graphics, even more than frame rates, even more than resolution, were the adaptive triggers, the headset rumble, right? The Sense controller haptics are so amazing that like it's that whole other thing that Sony's been trying to push this entire generation, and I think they were very, very successful at it. Right? No longer can I get into a VR game and pull a trigger on a gun and nothing happened and have me go, oh yeah, that felt good, right? It has to have the adaptive trigger and the haptics, in the right proportions. Yeah. And then I go, oh, fuck, this is really, really good. That's what pushed the immersion this generation more than anything else. So I agree now, Ryan. We got one of the best headsets for the cheapest. So fucking why?
It's pretty crazy.
Go buy a PSVR2, everybody. What are you doing? Go buy a second one if you already have one.
People are still buying PSVR2s, and that's the other thing I'm interested to see. I know we've kind of moved on from this topic. I think maybe not, but I'm like, yeah, is this? I would love to see. I don't have much faith in it, but I would love to see this cause like a resurgence to PSVR2 and people. I mean, people are going out and buying them. I'm still getting comments every single day on my channel. I don't know if you are as well, saying I just bought a PSVR2.
Yep.
And they're like, this is amazing. Like somebody left a comment. I think they said like, I'm 68. I just bought a PSVR2. And like, this is the best thing ever. Like all sorts of different ages, all sorts of different people, backgrounds, whatever. I just want it to be enough. Like I want it to be like a strong enough play base, actual growth, and not just like we're losing 5 people and then we're gaining 2 more excited ones, I want quality and like engagement, like and things like that. But yeah, so it will be interesting to see if people, I don't know. I just always I had this prediction before that people are just going to rag on PSVR2 and then years later are going to come back and be like, you know what? Like this thing is amazing. How come nobody talks about PSVR2 10 years from now? How come nobody fucking like PSVR2? There's going to be that. Mark my words. That shit's going to be here in like 5 or 10 years. People be like, PSVR2 is amazing. How come nobody liked it? It's like,
yeah. I mean, dude, number of people who look at PSVR1 and say, oh, well, now that console war is over, we can look at it objectively. Right. Yeah. Now we don't have to take sides and we can look and go, wow, how come no one talked about how great the PSVR 1 library was? Look at all these great games. Look at all these exclusives. Look at all these like just fucking like really like risky, adventurous titles that tried something different. And it's like and now people can look at it objectively and go, wow, this really was a great, and they can look past the wire, right? And they can look past the need of needing a PlayStation to play it on. It's like whatever.
Yeah. We're very doom and gloomy this episode, but I don't know. I don't feel that way, but I don't know. Maybe I do. I really don't know anymore. But
I mean, the whole world is ending. VR is the least of my concerns.
Yeah. But no, I do feel like we're finally feeling the effects of everything we were kind of concerned about, and we're kind of seeing the effects of all the things that we should have been even more concerned about than we were back then. And yeah, I don't know. Then and it's not just PSVR, it's not just VR, it's just like the whole industry, and it's in some ways beyond that, just like everything, just like VR. This was always the escape from. This was always the fun, easy, reliable escape from everything, and now it's been kind of sucked into the same bullshit.
Yeah, kind of. Thanks, Andrew Ehrenreich, for sending us $1 and a banana peel. It's like very nice. Okay,
banana and eaten banana. Thank you for the eaten banana.
That's what it is. All right. I thought initially he'd given us a banana and then he threw it down on the ground in order for us to slip on. I thought that's what it was.
That's true.
But
that's dangerous.
Doom and gloom of me to think that way. Very pessimistic, right?
I guess I'm in I think I'm the pessimist today.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
That's okay.
Jason Ewing, thank you so much with the level 1 membership. Says don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you very much, everybody. Click the like button, hit the hype button, whatever you can do to keep this channel running. We appreciate it. Let's talk about a new game that showed up on the PlayStation Store today, AJ, called Portens, Portens. I don't know what that means. I didn't look it up because I'm lazy. But this is the trailer for it. Here's the interesting thing. We've recently, AJ, were you on the show where we talked about CABA, the Center of Anomalies, Buenos Aires? Were you on that episode?
Yes. Oh, no. Shit. No. Because that was post the upload showcase, right?
I don't know. It's all right. It all runs together for me.
No, that was. I think that was a West Day or a Miles Day.
All right. Well,
Two Wise Friday.
Well, back a little while ago, we revealed this new game that was coming out, and then yes, of course, like I think it was the next day or something, it shows up on the VR game showcase, and so developed by Hypnos team, and at least on Steam, published by Farmier Games. This is for CABA and this new game Portens. So this developer has at least 2 games in the works, if not more, and it's being published by Allware on PlayStation. So to my knowledge, if my understanding of this is correct, Hypnos team is developing this game, and then Allware, again, the cold VR developer, the what comes after developer, I think they're in charge of the ports, getting it over to PlayStation, and they are publishing it. And in the last time I talked to, I think it's Carlos over there, I think that was my understanding, and this is their way of kind of like learning the architecture of the PS5 and PSVR2, and so that way when they bring their own games over, they'll be technically very proficient at what they're doing, which I am all about. But this is a survival horror game, and I think that term gets used a little bit loosely, but from what I've seen in the store description, it seems like it could be accurate. So we're going to bring that up. And I'm going to bring up the Steam page. There is a listing for it on the PlayStation Store. I'm going to bring up the Steam page because the Steam page looks like it goes into more detail, has some short movie clips or animated GIFs, something that'll give us as much information about this as possible. So let's bring that up. Here it is. All right. So our little description here is here. Let's pause that. First-person survival horror game based on the urban legends of Buenos Aires. So this seems like it's in the same vein as CABA. Set at Pasco, 2100, abandoned Line A subway station. Explore its corridors, manage your resources to survive, solve the mysteries it hides, and escape the threats lurking inside. Already, AJ, I'm more interested in this than most horror games that I see, because it's got an actual inventory. It doesn't sound like a walking sim. We're managing resources. So already kind of interested. And if managing resources means like managing your ammo or weapons that have degradation or that kind of thing, then feels like that's deep enough mechanically to be something I'd be interested in. Let's see, about the game. You're a young urban explorer who documents abandoned places, and the rumors of unexplained disappearances linked to a closed down station in Buenos Aires are too tempting to ignore. What starts as an adventure takes a turn for the worse when you and your friend get trapped deep inside. Escape alone or risk rescuing escape alone, or risk rescuing him. The choice is yours, but make as little noise as possible before the station's threats prevent you from leaving. See all these like little animated videos here? These are not on the PlayStation Store. This is really good to see.
Yeah.
The threats that lurk in passcode 2100. That's not the year. Is that the name of the location? I don't know. They can't see you. They can hear you. Every step, every interaction, every decision creates noise, and that might be what draws them to you. Stealth is your most valuable tool, but you won't always be able to avoid contact. Learn to move, distract, and adapt before it's too late. Inspired by classic survival horror games. I bet they're referring to Galarians, AJ. This game gives you the tools you need and then lets you fend for yourself. The inventory is limited, resources are scarce, and every item has more than one use. Experiment, make mistakes, and discover your own way to survive. Explore the Buenos Aires subway system and uncover all the secrets hidden in its tunnels, a city where urban myths and legends come to life underground. So far, so good. But the reason I wanted to choose this the Steam listing instead of the PlayStation Store was because it actually has a list of features here that I did not see on the PlayStation Store, like stealth is key, threats in the station react to sound, limited inventory of multi-purpose items, a map designed for backtracking, featuring new paths and secrets. The train car serves as a safe zone for saving, managing, and planning. Tutorial-free gameplay inspired by classic genres, or genre classics, and Buenos Aires and its myths take center stage. I don't know, man. And I know the developers can say pretty much whatever they want to, and they can, they can talk a good game and sell their game. But this is everything I want to hear. This sounds like if this game came out today, I'd be like, yes, this is exactly what I want to play right now. I desperately need one of these games in my life.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I think everything they're saying is nice. I like what they're saying. I'm not crazy about what I'm seeing, Brian, if I'm being honest here.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of these games I want to have faith in. Sometimes they end up being good. I'd say about 20% of the time, maybe 15% of the time, they actually end up being good. It's just, I don't know. There's been a couple exceptions, things like Propagation Paradise Hotel, and obviously the big ones like Resident Evil, Madison. Madison was like a dream come true.
Yeah.
Those are rare. Most of the time you get stuff that's not great. But from what I'm looking at, like in the environments, like some of the concept stuff seems kind of cool. When I look at the environments here, it's not really the developer's fault, I think. Like, not really. Maybe it is. I don't know. But it looks like every Unity asset I've seen like 1,000 times over. And I'm just like, it's just not visually, it's not doing it for me. Now, whatever the hell that, like, I don't even know what the hell that is. Like some kind of like clown mutant demon thing that's like dragging towards you, dragging its upper torso at you. I don't know. I think that's what I saw. That's what I saw, at least.
Yeah.
I might have problems though.
I mean, that's what it looks like. Sure.
Okay. Good. That looks cool. Like that's where the creativity kind of comes from. I'm like, okay, that looks kind of cool or whatever. And everything else just looks so done before. And when VR, I'm just, I don't know. I need something new. Like I play this because I want new stuff. And it's not convincing me yet, but I'm hoping it's good. It could be good. I don't expect it to be.
Yeah, I feel like we've had more wins than losses, or more hits than misses, right? You'd mentioned some of the big ones like Propagation and Madison, but I mean, even
those are huge.
Even Very Bad Dreams, and like you look at something like that, it's like about as budget as you can get. It's like it's still okay, right? I really liked Cosmo Dread. I think I probably like that more than most people. Overdark and Organ Quarter were both really good.
I liked Overdark.
And this one just seems like a little deeper mechanically, right? You start introducing an inventory system and resource management and that kind of stuff, right? A lot of the games we mentioned don't even have a way to fight back, right? Like, or even enemies. It's more about jump scares. And so the fact that this is actually doing that gives me some hope. So I didn't even mention these are hybrid games. Kaba and Portens are hybrid games, and so
That's good.
Yeah, it's very good.
That's what you like to see. Yes.
Right. I mean, it
but
means
again,
they have the potential to sell their game to more than 10,000 people.
Yeah, as long as they put the quality into it, the time and love into it, they know what they're doing when it comes to VR. If they have, you said they have a background with VR. You said it's.
So again,
Kaba?
So this Kaba and Portens are both made by Hypnos team, but let me check real quick.
Okay.
So yeah, when you go to the developers page on Steam, Kaba and Portens are the only two games listed. So no, it's very strange to be like, oh, this team kind of came out of nowhere. These games kind of came out of nowhere, and simultaneously they're making two games at once, and these are the two, right? It seems a little bit strange, like they didn't even finish one before announcing the next one. But they also seems like they're related, right? It seems like the fact that they both take place in Buenos Aires, it just feels like there's maybe some kind of connection here between the two.
Shared universe,
maybe. Yeah.
Oh, Headbite Plays says Propagation was so good. Played a bit today. Still one of the best games on the system. That's awesome that you were playing that today, and I just had to give you a shout because of that. That's awesome. Oh
yeah. Yep. Especially from a technical standpoint. I mean, yes, the scares are great. The fact that it has boss fights, right? Where like it's a 3-hour game with 3 or 4 boss fights, right?
Like excellent 3.5 hour game.
Yeah. Yep. And every time it goes on sale, we beg you guys to buy it. It's like, got to support those guys. Got to support that team. Because that's the only way we'll see a sequel. We'll never see a sequel.
No. And for that one, it's like, people, not a lot of people are into scary games or can handle it. So I understand. I don't like it, but I understand if you can't handle horror games.
Well, if you can't handle horror games, man, the rest of the year is going to be pretty crazy for you because I feel like we've got a whole lot of announced horror games, and I feel like we're kind of getting set up to have them all release around September and October.
That'll be all right. We still got Flat Out coming, and we still got
EXD,
Iron Rebellion,
Automa,
EXD, dude, Bootstrap Island, like we're set, man.
One of the biggest ones. Yeah, I think Bootstrap is should be top 3 most anticipated from this point on.
Honestly, I feel like that's kind of be like the song in the smoke of the PSVR2 gen, where you and I like absolutely fucking fall in love with it, and like nobody's gonna buy it. No, maybe because it's pirates. Maybe the art style, it'll help people get into it a little bit more. Maybe it'll what's that fish thing?
That didn't narrow it down for me.
The thing where the catfish, like maybe Bootstrap Island will catfish gamers into thinking that it's a pirate game, and then it's like super brutal hardcore survival. So they'll fall for it and they'll buy it and they'll be stuck with it.
Sorry, Sirens on my end. What was Pirates VR Jolly Roger that we got? Right, is like no. Listen, I totally understand. It was one of those games that was very basic, but I still had fun with. But this is the game we really wanted, right? When you hear about a game called Pirates VR and like it's about surviving on an island or something like that, it's like this looks like everything we want. So, I don't know. It also Bootstrap Island, as far as I would say the general populace is concerned, a much less artsy fartsy name than Song in the Smoke. That's something you and I have talked about a lot. That as I love the name Song in the Smoke, but I think for a normal gamer out there would have much preferred it to be called Survive VR, and it would have sold 10 million copies.
Maybe
Bootstrap Island is a little bit closer to Survive than Song in the
Smoke. The art style turned a lot of people off of Song in the Smoke as well. This has a pirate theme to it, so I don't know. It's got this paradise, tropical paradise. Even if you're trying to survive in like this unforgiving island, it looks relaxing at least.
Dallas Ryan says Pirates Jolly Roger was decent and pretty, just a bit short. Yeah, it's
very average. Like I'm happy we got it, but it was as average gets.
Yeah, I just like my favorite thing about Jolly Roger was that you were constantly they were never reusing the same location. They were never forcing you to backtrack again. It was just like, man, it was 3 hours, but it was a zippy 3 hours. You're like, now I'm going through here, now I'm doing this, okay, now I'm going over here, no, I got this new power with my lantern, oh, check that shit out. And it's like, oh, and then the credits rolled. I was like, oh, that was just a long ass movie. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's going to be difficult too. I like that. I'm like looking for, I really need a challenge in my life. Awesome Tatum in the chat says it's going to kick our ass, which I am totally fine with. I'm excited for that.
Yeah. I don't mind survival games like doing that.
Yep. All right, man. Let's make sure we don't have any. Oh, we do have more tips. What's up, Magic? The Game Cat says
Magic.
maybe Sony's quote organic growth approach to VR is correct as opposed to meta.
Why do I see 368 upvotes on that comment? Do you see that as well?
Yeah.
I mean, I agree. You do see that?
Yeah, but there's only 186 people watching, so that's not correct.
Well, how is that even possible? I was going to send that to you in the chat. I didn't know if you saw that or not.
But the bots are working. We've been botted.
We've been botted.
Yeah.
I 100% agree, and this is something we've been preaching about forever. But here's the problem, Magic. Again, forgive my pessimism today, but I feel like
unforgivable.
It's kind of too late. Like, we fucking tried. We did everything we could. Yeah. And like, we did everything we could to make this happen. And forces outside of our control made sure that it wouldn't happen. So, I'm still, like I said, I'm still going to fight for whatever we can. And we should absolutely be like proud of everything we've gotten to this day. I mean, nobody believed we'd get a PSVR 2, let alone, Gran Turismo 7, something we dreamed of. Resident Evil Village, something we dreamed of. Resident Evil 4, something we dreamed of. No Man's Sky remastered. Like a huge library of amazing games. Hitman, we got the best version of Hitman. We were the first to get
Flight Sim.
Microsoft fucking Flight Sim that we got 2 months ago. Like, so it's not over, but goddamn, like there's a lot that has been lost here, and I'm definitely, like I said, kind of feeling the effects of it now. And I want to. This is why I'm saying we gotta try and support Flat to VR Studios, what they're doing, and just wish people would realize what they had before it's too late. And the same shit happened. We went through the same freaking shit with PSVR 1, where it's just like nobody realized how cool shit was until years later, or at least said anything. It just pisses me off.
Yep. But I think even going as far back as the beginning of the PSVR2 era, like I don't think we were under any kind of like false illusions. Like, we were like, so how much is Sony gonna like really like just keep dropping millions and millions of dollars to fund game development for this thing if no one's buying it, right? As far as I was concerned, I think I've said the same thing since the beginning. I was just happy that they delivered a fucking kick-ass headset that for us to use for the entire generation of PlayStation 5, and that would be super easy to use on PlayStation 6 USB-C, and just they stayed in the game, right? They stayed in the game. They did. I never asked them to do much. I was like, you guys don't have to do anything. You just deliver a headset for us to use on this new platform, and to allow third parties to keep delivering the games. Is it disappointing when you see them, stop talking about it on State of Play or pretending like they don't even have a VR headset? Sure. But like, they gave us what we asked for. They gave us for a headset where we could continue to play VR games on PlayStation until VR starts picking up. So
yeah, and no, it's not too late, and there's still stuff to look forward to. Right now, it's going to feel worse than it is because it's summertime and releases dry up, and it's just it's going to feel worse than it actually is because there's going to be a drought. There's going to be stuff here and there, but like we're probably going to have to wait till like, especially once it starts getting really hot, then we're probably going to have to wait until like, September, October, before all these amazing games that are coming out. So like Bootstrap Island, everything we just mentioned, Forefront, Bootstrap Island. There's more stuff that's going to be announced like later. Flat Out VR is going to be freaking awesome. So don't throw in the towel yet. Absolutely not. But it's just, I'm venting a lot of my frustration today, as if you can tell. Like it's been a lot of that today because of it could be better. I'm always trying to think how can things be better? I want them to be better.
For sure. Hembre 2Y Underground Stranger Game Cat with the $5 says First Light has great reviews, but IO won't get to do sequels because Amazon wants to do them. Hope 2 milks this Hope IO milks this game. Sorry, give us VR like Hitman. Okay, so IO won't get to do the sequels because what? Amazon has the rights to do the sequels to First Light or just more 007 games. Is that the case? And then, so you're saying you hope that IO milks this game just like they did with World of Assassination, and then give us a VR. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, again, here's the reality: is that we had Resident Evil 7, or I'm sorry, we had Resident Evil Village and Resident Evil 4, and you look at the numbers today; they're still at like 300,000. And this time with Resident Evil, by this time with Resident Evil 7, there was 1 million people that had that game or that had like registered and showed that game. So we were getting everything. We were being given everything we wanted, and everybody told everybody not to buy PSVR2, and now this is where we are. So still venting. God damn it! I'm sorry.
Okay, you're listen. The more negative you are, the more optimistic and positive I seem by comparison, right? And I don't think I was exactly that positive today. So like, thank you for making me look a little bit more well-rounded, AJ.
My pleasure. Well, like I said, I was gonna make you seem like you are usually pretty logical and grounded. Whether things are really exciting or really looking bad, you're usually pretty even keel. Hey, we all have our days though. Where
can you write me a letter of recommendation? Because I'm looking for a new job and I might need that.
Well, all I know is that I'm just glad that I feel like I'm ahead of the game right now with like I said, I'm still loving VR. I've actually gotten a little bit back into other game stuff too, especially it's all Sal's fault, man, giving me that Game Boy thing he gave me. I've been playing the shit out of that too, but I feel like I'm a little ahead of the game. Luckily, I'm in a really good place mentally overall because last year I started branching out, doing more things, hiking more, reading more, going out more, having some variety in my life. It's really helped me through times like these. But I don't know. Maybe this is the beginning of our arc where we start branching out and doing more things eventually. Who knows?
AJ, it's times like these we learn to live again.
Yep. It's times like these. Time again.
I wasn't prepared for the next line.
Sorry.
AJ, let's do a game of 4-minute challenge before we
all right. I've got a good one for you today.
Oh, I'm so fucked. Is it Neptune Flex?
No, I wish it was.
Okay. I wish it was too. I would win. Hey, the timer hasn't started. That's the rule. All right, you guys, help me out here. AJ's got a PSVR 1 or PSVR 2 game in his head, and it's up to us to figure out what game that is. We've only got 4 minutes, but an infinite number of yes or no questions asked during that 4-minute time. So suggest questions in the chat that I should ask, and then based on the answers we get, tell me games that it might be. Let me put the clock on the counter.
Let me get this page up here so I have this info here.
Thank you.
God knows I need all the help I can get.
Bro, bring up Wikipedia and Google AI search results. I mean,
everything. Gosh. Let me Google this game too, so I know all the platforms.
I'm going to have 14 windows of reference material before I even hit start the timer. No excuses for not knowing answers.
Oh, this is not helping, Brian.
I'm supposed to be the one that's stressed out. I'm the one playing the game. You're not supposed to be stressed out. You have all the answers at your disposal.
I'm broken.
Yeah, we are literally. Maybe we should rip off GameScoop again and choose a different game for Monday. Have you ever seen them do GameScope, where they have like a screenshot and they zoom way in? And then like every round they zoom out and you have to guess what game it is. And then they're like, no one guesses it. You have to zoom out again. I was like, we stole 20 questions from them. So we could steal that from them too.
I'll give you a freebie. How about that? Before we even start the clock.
Wait, what do you mean a freebie?
A freebie. Here we go. Magic the Game Cat. Because Magic the Game Cat says, is it a goose game? No, it is not a goose game. Boom. There's your free one. You're welcome. You get two. That's two. You know it's not Neptune Flux, and you know it's not a goose game. Don't say I never did anything for you.
On my mark. Get Des. Go. Is it on PSVR 2?
No, but it should be.
Okay, so it's a PSVR 1 game. Was it a PSVR 1 exclusive?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Do you shoot guns in this game?
Oh, now I know why. It's no.
Okay, no shooting guns.
It's not exclusive.
Okay. Is it a good game?
Yeah, it's solid. Yes, I'd say yes.
Good game. And I've already lost the plot. You do shoot guns? You said yes? No shoot guns. Okay.
There may be a sequence somewhere. I don't think so though. No.
Okay, no shoot guns. Do you shoot any weapons at all? Do you have any weapons? You do have weapons. Do you have melee weapons?
I don't think so.
Okay, some weapons, probably not melee. Okay, is it sci-fi?
Yes.
Sci-fi. Okay, here we go. Are the enemies you're fighting, are they like demonic?
No.
Are they aliens?
Are
you a human? I'm just gonna keep asking questions.
Are you a human?
Oh my god. Do you have an inventory system? Do you play as a human?
Ish.
Is it rhythm based?
It's not rhythm based.
Do you have bows and arrows?
Asking that question. You do have a bow and arrow. Bows and arrows.
Okay. So it's sci-fi with bow and arrows.
Yes, you are. You are in fact a human.
Okay. Is this a game by Fast Travel?
This is a game by Fast Travel Games.
Oh damn! This is an easy one. I just want to make sure I narrow it down one more time. Nope. I can only think of one Fast Travel game with bows and arrows. Is this Apex Construct?
Brian, this is the atmospheric first-person action-adventure game built exclusively for VR, and the fate of mankind rests upon you, the last human alive, which would explain why I didn't know if you were human or not. This is, in fact, Apex Construct by Fast Travel Games, released February 20th, 2018.
Oh, that's actually later than I thought. I would have absolutely guessed early 2017. I thought this. In fact, I was curious if this was a launch title because my brain is broken like that. So
I remember this being. I thought this was in March, but we'll go by the store or whatever.
It's all good. This was such a good game. This was great. I loved it. I like their vision of like this kind of like, screwy world that kind of doesn't connect the way it's supposed to. It's like they did this better than Reach, and they did it 7 years before Reach, which is pretty crazy.
I agree. The world was so cool in this game. That was the best thing about it. I do wish the gameplay was slightly better. I do wish like the story was a little bit better. But the world itself and the art style and the graphics, they were freaking awesome. Way ahead of its time.
Yep, very cool. Very good stuff. Here, I see a tip that we did not hit. So we got Comic Book Guy Game Cat. What's up, Comic Book Guy with the 5 quid? Says, you mentioned Knack 2 is one game you didn't want to be a hybrid game. Hold on. Like, one second. What I should have said is that I could give a rat's ass if Knack became a hybrid game. For those who want it, I would be very excited for you. Right? That is how I've always operated. If somebody loves Knack, I'm not gonna yuck your yum. I'm not that kind of person. Everybody's different. Everybody's an individual. You like what you like, and I'm not here to tell you that you're wrong. That said, Knack is fucking garbage. It's always been garbage. It's terrible. It's their attempt at having a mascot platformer at the launch of PlayStation 4, and goddamn Mark Cerny has lost his touch. That being said, if it was a hybrid game, I'd be very happy for everybody. Knack sucks. He says, so is there any more games you don't want to be hybrids? And sorry to be negative. That's okay. Hey, listen, Comic Book Guy, just so you know, don't worry about being negative because AJ's fucking crazy negative today. Okay. So like you seem very positive by comparison as well, just like me. So, and for all the audio listeners out there, listen to that car horn in the background. Isn't it so soothing when somebody just lays on their horn for like fucking 5 minutes straight? Can you hear that shit? God damn it. I love the city. AJ, are there any games that you wouldn't want to be hybrid, like Knack?
Knack's a good one.
Right. Am I wrong? Does Knack not suck? Knack's terrible. It's such bad game.
I don't even know if I played it for more than like 5 minutes. I mean, yeah, it was not good.
Dude, I played the crap out of it because at the launch of PlayStation 4, Target had a deal on physical PS4 games. Car horn's still going, by the way. Where you buy 2, get 1 free. Buy 2 launch titles, get 1 free. So I got Knack and Assassin's Creed, Black Flag, and the Killzone Shadowfall. And those were my 3 games for like a month. I played them all. Knack was terrible. Sorry.
I don't know of any. Name a game. Name 5 games, and I'll tell you if I'd want them to be hybrid or not. Name 5 like bad games, or like shitty games. Or
you're putting this on me?
Yeah.
We're putting this on the chat. Chat, tell us 5. Give us a list of bad games.
Knack, definitely don't want.
Bad flat screen games. See, the problem is, AJ, is that the number of times I've played a not so great game on the flat screen and played it in VR, I was like, this is so much better. This is actually enjoyable in a way that just wouldn't be on the flat screen. Like VR can save a bad game. And so I'm trying to be a little bit funny here and shitting on Knack more than it deserves. But like Knack would be better in VR, right? Knack would be acceptable in VR.
Not as good as not Little Big Planet. Was it Little Big Planet?
Tearaway?
No.
I like Little Big Planet.
Bug Snacks.
But dude,
Bug Snacks I'd probably be okay with.
I remember we were all excited for Bug Snacks. We all thought it was going to be a VR game.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I can only think of like so many games that I would want in VR.
Oh yeah, see, Headbite says Callisto Protocol. This is what I'm talking about. Callisto Protocol got like kind of a bad rap, and like people are like, oh, it's not, wants to be Dead Space. It's not Dead Space. Not nearly as good. It's got this issue, that issue, whatever. But in VR, it would be the best Dead Space game that we've ever played.
It's like Dead Space in VR.
Right. Exactly. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Even the game I always go back to is Dead Island 2, which I was like, Dead Island 2 it feels so paint by numbers. It feels very, very average in every regard possible. But while I was playing and thinking in my head, I was like, this is a 6.5, maybe 7 out of 10. In VR, it would be like a 9 or a 10, because it would just have so much more impact and so much more. It'd be so much more interesting and enjoyable. And the VR, you have interactions and defending yourself and I don't know.
Twitcher says Jersey Devil. I don't know why, but I did play Jersey Devil the other day for the first time in like 10 years. And I was
in
like,
VR?
Yes. No, not in VR. That'd be great.
Oh, damn. Yeah. So even Jet Moto would be great in VR. And that says something.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's a no-brainer.
Oh yeah.
Jet Moto is great flat screen.
I know. I just said it because you're here. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think that about covers it. But again, comic book guy. I want as many games in VR as possible to satisfy all the different types of gamers that we have in VR, right? Because by no stretch of the imagination do I represent the VR gaming as a whole, VR gamers as a whole. There's lots of great stuff. No, not really. Like, I mean, if I did, I would have played the crap out of Ace of Thunder. I would have played the crap out of Microsoft Flight Sim, right? But like, I don't know. They didn't grab me when they came out, and I haven't spent the time with them. And it's like, I just they don't make a list of my top favorite games, even though I recognize like how good they are. And so,
that's what makes you a good reviewer, then.
Being able to recognize that other people would like it.
Yeah. I feel like I can do that too sometimes.
Yeah. Alpha Protocol, underrated game. Remember that Alpha Protocol was PlayStation 3, right? All right. There's so many games on PlayStation 3 that all had similar titles, and they were these either third or first person shooters or cover shooters, and they all just run together. They're all jumbled up in my brain, so I can't even remember which one that is. Actually, you know what? As soon as you said it, I was thinking Binary Domain. So that's not even the same game I was thinking of when you said it. All right. AJ, let's wrap this thing up. Thank you guys, everybody, for being here. Really, really appreciate it. Definitely made my Monday suck a lot less. You guys, not so much AJ, but you guys being here. Really good stuff. Remember, if you want to support the channel, you can go over to patreon.com/withoutprogames, or you can support us over here by tipping during the show, being a member, gifting memberships, whatever you want to do. But we just care that you're here, that you're hanging out, watching the show, commenting in the chat, maybe hanging out in the Discord, or maybe you sit back and watch the show and you don't say a goddamn word. We know you're out there. We love you just as much.
Give the motherfucking cat, Brian, because I want to say see you guys on tomorrow, Brian, for Upload VR shows or the Upload Showcase. No, something showcase. VR Showcase.
Is VR Game Showcase tomorrow?
I think it is.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Yeah. Tatum in the chat says, AJ, you invite to the barbecue. Cool Club is still out there. Yes. Okay. Hell yeah. Let me come to the barbecue. Please. Mad _ not be going to the barbecue. Double O vegan. The Game Cat says second behemoth beaten night all nice. That's the best one in that thing. Actually, the third one's not bad, but second behemoth definitely slaps. Guy said fist bump to you. Truth hurts. Mutant Ninja Game Cat. Thank you so much, man. Headbite plays. Space Marine also seemed to fly under everyone's radar. It was also pretty expensive, but it's a great game to revisit. It would blow my mind in VR. Agreed. Average game would be amazing in VR. Well, maybe Space Marine 2 is better, but Ace Gamer Cat says, say my name. Use your metal voice. Ace Gamer Cat. Ooh. Mischievous Marco, thank you so much, man. I'm glad that you have a balanced lifestyle, Marco. I saw your comment earlier. Wonderful. Love it, man. Gecko Man 11, the Game Cat says, see you guys later. Later, Gecko Man. Nat Attack Gaming says, yay, tomorrow. Bye. Now you have to do that just for Nat Attack Gaming, Brian.
Wait for tomorrow.
I was just thinking about them the other day. Silverchair reference 90s. Oh, the 90s when everything was, still awesome.
Yeah, way better than us.
Yep. Magic the Game Cat says goosest of night cats. Goosest of nights to you, Magic the Game Cat. I love you. Twitch and Single Player Game Cat says play more Hitman. Wow. Okay. Strong emphasis. He's yelling. It's all caps. He's serious. Scarlet PSVR Game Cat for life says night all meow. Izzard in the chat tonight says I wonder who's buried in the grave of the guy who invented the old switcheroo. Looper the Underground Game Cat elite name. Oh wait, the elite Game Cow. I didn't even see that. Elite name squad in the house says, aren't there vegan stuff to grill? That's true, actually.
Yeah, true. Definitely. But Impossible and Beyond Beef, very, very good these days.
Yeah, I'm such an idiot. Yes, you're right. You are absolutely re-invited to the barbecue. Let's see. We'll save you a little spot on the grill where it won't touch anything else. Actually, one of the best burgers I've had to this day was a smoked tofu burger. Not even lying.
Nice.
Smoked tofu burger. Never expected it. Was one of the best. Ian Stanbridge says AJ is only being negative because he can't find his PSVR2 his great beanie. Melchiah Dante says bye-bye. Everyone, I think that's everyone. Guys, we love you. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful night. I feel great. And prepared for underground expansion where I cover everything from hiking to nature photography to grilling to books to race cars, all the things. Can't wait.
Yeah, on topic, I will stream the VR Game Showcase tomorrow if you're also okay with me streaming the next Nintendo Direct. But you guys decide. Good night, everybody. We love you all.